Hey guys, it's Chris from St. Rose. Happy Halloween. I hope you guys had a great and fun weekend. I apologize last night for having to cancel the hayride. I know a lot of you were looking forward to it. We are going to be rescheduling, so check your emails later this afternoon or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We should have more information by then. I was going to give a talk last night on Halloween for our hayride, just a little theme talk. Didn't get a chance to because obviously we were all been very wet and kind of fried. So I just want to give it to you here. The question to ask, right as Halloween is coming around, is what are you afraid of? What's that one thing that makes your palms sweat and your heart race? For me, it's heights. I anything from tall buildings to edges of cliffs to airplanes, just basically makes me want to lose my lunch and run away crying. I've had the chance to go up in the Space Needle twice, and it was a scary experience both for me and for my family because they're literally trying to keep me from having a panic attack as we're going up there. We all have these irrational fears, and it doesn't seem like Halloween is the one time a year that everything in our media is trying to play off of those. You have marathons of horror movies on TV and costume stores that just want to sell you costumes with the more gore, the better. And even Snapchat is getting into it this year with tons of different filters. Check it out if you had a chance to. Some of them are just completely ridiculous. In the past, Halloween has been a chance for us to laugh at what makes us scared. It was originally a pagan holiday, and in the 8th century, Pope Gregory III picked the day after it, which would be tomorrow, to be All Saints' Day. So this pagan ritual got mixed into the celebration of All Saints' Day and became the holiday that we know as All Hallows' Eve or Halloween. It was a chance to dress up as saints and heroes to combat the darkness, and gifts of sweets were given out to children for their bravery against evil. And as we get closer to modern present day, of course, the holiday is taking a secular turn. But the idea is still there that there is courage in the face of fear. But it seems recently that some of the fears in our lives actually look more like they could be reality. In a few days, we're all going to be going to the polls if you're over 18, and I don't have to tell you what most people are afraid about with that. It's been in the news for the past year and a half. It also seems that violence is a little bit more commonplace than it was even 10 years ago, and it just seems like people don't talk to one another anymore. We're no longer able to do this unless we're behind the screen of a video or a cell phone. So where do we find the strength to laugh in the face of our fears when our fears threaten to be the reality in our lives? Well, there's a virtue that the church has at its disposal that's not often talked about, but I think is one of the best for us to develop, and that is courage. Courage is the thing of heroes. Courage is what makes Superman the hero that the Earth needs, and Batman the hero that we need, even if it's not the hero that we want. Courage is the thing that makes mothers lift entire cars off of their children. Yes, it has happened. Courage is the thing that makes martyrs stand up for their faith, including the Syrian martyrs who professed that they were Christians last year and were beheaded by ISIS. These religious communities that have chosen to stay while ISIS has been coming towards them, and refugees who have taken the chance to look for a better life in these refugee camps, knowing that they're risking their lives to do so. Courage is a virtue, so it's something that these big events are not necessarily something you're going to be able to do right away. It's something we have to practice, and so there are two things that we can do to better help us with the virtue of courage. The first being know what you like and what you don't like. And this is what I mean by this. We're all able to see the injustices outside of this world. Some of those injustices are rather blatant. So you see someone on the street who's holding a sign because they're poor, and they have a small baby with them and they can't afford to find a place to live or to give food for that baby. That's a pretty obvious injustice. Another injustice, and it's not necessarily in the same way, maybe it's cancer or any kind of disease. Maybe you have an aunt, an uncle, God forbid, a family member who has struggled with this. Well, our world was not made for sickness. We were not made to be ill when it was originally created by God before the fall. So this kind of a thing is, in fact, an injustice. So when you look outside yourself, the next time you look out and you say, I don't like this, be aware of that and ask yourself, why? Why don't I like it? What you'll come to find is that there are certain things that make your heart tick, that make your heart sing, that you want to change these things. And then the next part, and the second part of this, so the first is know what you like and dislike, and the second is do something about it. Now, I'm not asking you to, change the world overnight or start the next big nonprofit or whatever, but do something small to change it. So, for instance, you have a relative who, survived cancer. Most hospitals, when they're dealing with sick people, are looking for volunteers to get trained by the hospital to come in and just spend time with people. It's a very easy training to do. It's something that there are age and health regulations for, but if you can get through all the training and everything, it's an amazing chance to do ministry for other people simply by being present. You're not going to heal them, but what they found is that human interaction actually heals them quicker. And unfortunately, there are some people in the hospital who don't have any family to visit them and don't have anyone to care for them outside the nurses and doctors. Now, I'm sure I'm seeing some of you, including my own twin brother, going, hospitals, guys, are at times very scary places. But if this is something that's ringing on your heart, give it a shot. Call your local hospital, call your local healthcare people, and find out how you can help. If poverty is something, do help with the coat drive that's coming up. There's ones always advertised. They always need volunteers. Give them a call to the person who's advertised as the contact. See if they could help. And if not, if they don't need any, or if that's something you don't have time for, then what I would say is give a coat. Give something for that drive, but don't give it from don't give your oldest coat. Give something that you're like, oh, I really like this. It's gonna hurt. Fair warning, it's gonna hurt. But you gain courage from that. You realize that, oh, maybe I didn't need that so bad, or maybe I'm gonna appreciate that someone else has it. As you build up that courage, as you build up that virtue, God is going to give you more and more opportunities to use it. All you have to do is step forward in faith in order to do so. So as we celebrate Halloween this week, I want to leave you with just this reminder tonight. As you go out and eat candy that I probably should not be eating at all, and you dress up whatever you're going out as, please be safe tonight. Have a lot of fun tonight with Halloween, and just remember the reason that we keep our lights on and we light fires and we run around getting candy and trick-or-treating from people is simply this, that the reality is that us as children of God have courage, and from courage we can beat the things that cause us fear. Happy Halloween, guys. Be safe. God bless you. I will see you all this week here at St. Rose.
Sometimes you gotta bleed to know that you're alive and have a soul. But it takes someone to come around to show